find a common denominator and you break up the pieces to count them accordingly.
Okay. So, she's talking about this one, and she mentioned finding a common denominator. By the time you're to division, would the kids understand a common denominator?
They should.
They should. So when do they have to find a common denominator? What operations?
Addition and subtraction.
Addition and subtraction. Do you teach addition and subtraction before multiplication and division?
Yes.
The fractions, yes, okay. So we're safe saying that it is a common denominator here. Once these two ladies found that and were able to work that out, they used 12, which is fine. It didn't say least common denominator. You 6?
Oh, we would have 12 for the other one.
Yeah, we were gonna do 12 for the second.
Okay, that's where the 12 came in. So, lost my train of thought. That's okay. So then they were able to do this and it made sense to them. So as a teacher, you have to work these problems enough that it makes sense to you before you throw these out to your students, because if you don't, you're gonna be in trouble. Okay? Big time trouble. Yes, ma'am?
So when we were sitting here looking at the, I was thinking if you had a big enough, transparency, and you broke a line up by halves, and then by another one by thirds, and another one by fourths, and you put them on top of each other, the kids would see that it's actually broken up into 12 pieces, from 1 to 2, or from one whole number to the next whole number. And it might be easier for them to see those arrows make more sense when it's broken up into 12 pieces. And why is it broken up into 12 pieces?
And that was an excellent idea. She was telling me that before we went to lunch. If you still have transparencies, nobody's gonna care if you cut them apart so you can layer them on top of each other. Do you have the projector to show them? Dot camera? Dot camera would work. It's an excellent idea, Pam, thank you. Now, back here, Ashley, at one point in time you said, she just proved the flip and multiply. So
Yeah.
you need to explain to us how you proved that.
Oh.
Giving it to Ashley.
Me or her?
Either one.
Okay, what was it? It was this one. It, 1/3, wait. At the 1/2 divided by 3/2?
1/2 divided
By
by,
3/2. Three,
oh, 3/2, yeah.
right, okay.
Let me
But,
write that down.
Well, she got the Cuisinart odds out,
Yes.
and,
No, there's not a problem.
There wasn't enough.
That's not up there, it was on a previous slide.
right. And then Aubrey got out 3 of those halves.
What piece did she use?
The 2 centimeter ones?
The red one.
The red ones?
Red,
So she
sorry.
got out the 2 centimeter ones.
Right.
This is not wrong to scale. Okay,
And then, found out, looking at it, it's 1/3 of these is the 3/2. I'm not
what's the
explaining
answer
it right.
to this problem?
1/3.
1 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So how did she find that from this?
If you, yes. So started with the red. Sorry. And this is the 1/2. And these are 3.5. So this is 1/3.
So what does that have to do with the invert and multiply?
I've been doing that. I've never ever used manipulatives with fractions. I think one time we had teeny tiny little cardboard pizza pieces. And it's the only time I've ever touched fractions, ever. But it was always from the beginning, flip and multiply. Flip and multiply when you want to divide fractions. It never knew why. So whenever starting with these, what I was doing if I couldn't come up with it with what we're using manipulatives, I would flip and multiply it in my head, okay, that's the answer I'm going for. Let's try and prove it with the algorithm. So when Aubrey did that, it made sense. And it's,
So I'm not getting the flip and multiply out of that.
you remember? I saw it and I said I get it.
Did anybody see the flip and multiply out of
I
that?
know how to explain it when you have a whole number divided by,
Right.
but then it gets a little bit more complicated when I get two fractions, so I can.
So, let me think for a second.
So is this 1/2 divided by 3 halves or 3 halves divided by 1?
One half.
Half divided by 3 halves. How much of 3 halves is in
About
1
3
half?
hours ago.
And she did, that she explained it to me, but, okay, why don't
I'm
you sit
sorry.
down and just think, and then we'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna work on that. Yeah, she's had lunch and everything else. It's all done.
Yeah.
Any other ahas that y'all found?
For me, it was easier to create the number line if I used the Cuisinart rods.
Yes, yes, for me as well. And for
I think it
this
was the
person
same
who did
for
good.
my-
So, any other ahas? Alright, so which manipulative
Connection
are you more
lines.
comfortable with? How many prefer the pattern blocks? Okay, how many prefer the Cuisinart rods? How many like either one? Okay, that's good. How about the number line, are you comfortable with the number line yet?
Not on this problem.
Getting there, but not quite yet. Yeah, the number line is pictorial, so of course it's not nearly as, easily understood as the concrete. Exactly?
Maybe like what Tim said, he said use the number line with the Cuisinart blocks.
Yes. It does work perfectly if you have the number line with the Cuisinart rods. And then you can ease the kids into the pictorial, because if we want them to be able to, they can, let me back up, I'm stammering. On the STAR test, they cannot use manipulatives unless you have a waiver. However, they can draw all over that test. So if you can move them from the concrete to the pictorial in time for that exam, they can draw and they can get their thoughts out and hopefully get their answers correct. Okay, makes sense to you, Brandon? Sort of. He's still working on it. Yes, ma'am.
This is kind of up in my head, since what they do have also on the test is a ruler,
Yes.
tying the, number lines to the ruler.
Oh, that is.
So, when they draw, cause I mean, if they're drawing things, oh my god, I don't wanna see my kids drawing, they can't get equal pieces to save their life.
Yeah.
But if tied to a ruler, maybe they can have a way to draw those pieces.
That's a great idea, because that ruler will give you uniform sections. Great idea. Okay, so we're comfortable with moving on? Sandra?
I'm thinking formative assessment math. So in your own teacher-made assessments, and I'm asking you this question, Brandon, should items be included where they actually are drawing it rather than algorithmically giving an answer?
Absolutely. Yes.
How many of you do that?
How many will now?
Yeah. I don't think that you could do that on an assessment that's outside of the teacher's domain, like district or school level or whatever. But I think administrators should be looking for that when they're looking. Now, on your lesson plans, are y'all required to do any kind of, you're not required to do any kind of assessment, like formative questions and stuff? So that could be part of your assessment that you would put in there. Okay.
And your Dahlstrom and Ashley shaking her head no about Lockhart.
No, blue bonnet.
Just blue on it.
What about it?
Not Lockhart High School either.
We don't, well, we don't have a set format, anything.
Well, you will have a set lesson plan format, and I've kind of seen it. I don't remember seeing that in there, but we'll look at it a little more closely.
Right.
And maybe Denise, So in the principal, in the administrator training, the assessments, I guess it'd still be called formative assessments, where the students would be required to give their answer pictorially as well as algorithmically or something like that.
I make my pre-service teachers, when I give an assessment, of course, we only give midterms and finals, I give them a problem, and the manipulatives are out, available to them, and they have to solve the problem with the manipulatives, sketch what they did, and write a verbal description of what they would say as a teacher, what questions they would ask as a teacher, and what they would expect the students to answer. And of course, not what little Susie in the back kind of crazy would answer, but what they should expect the students to answer. Okay. So, and it takes them like 3 pages to solve one problem, writing all of that down. And it's worth a large part of their grade. And not every method teacher does that. I do that. The head of the department does that. But the adjuncts that we have, they use multiple choice only because they can send them their Scantron and they're done, which is not a good thing.
Okay, so Dahlstrom and Lockhart, or Hayes and Lockhart, are both using the TXRS. So it would seem to me, and I talked with Candace about it, what does a lesson plan that you turn in look like? So we're gonna come back to that. So be thinking about it, and we'll come back with discussion on it.
Okay, so one more exercise here, and we'll call it a day with the fractions, if I can turn this on. So, we're gonna solve this problem. This is a problem with a context, okay? So let me read it to you. Some of you have seen this before, so if you know exactly how to do this, let's, only ask questions. So if a streamer uses 1 1/4, and please don't call it 1 1/4, 1 1/4 yards of ribbon, how many streamers can be made with 8 yards? And I gave you a hint. I want you to use the 2 hexagons as 1 yard. So you're going to solve it with the pattern blocks, then you're going to solve it with the Cuisenaire rods, and then you're going to try to tie it into the number line.
Well, no, this is one, so it'll be weeks.
So these are units.
Well, you just do these, so I had to think about it. So that's maybe.
Questions on
What I do? Wait, so how many, sorry. Go. How much material do you have? So wait, show me your.
What are you looking for?
Show me when you started, how much material do you have?
That's not what it is.
Oh, that's right. This is one. Okay. Well, how much material are you starting with?
8 yards.
Okay, so we're in your 8 yards.
Well, that's that, I didn't know. That's how you don't.
Right, oh, well, there's 6.
That's fine.
Oh.
Here, let's do that.
Okay.
I have one with yours. I have 8 yards.
pretty tiny yard. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now we need to put our streamers on there. Okay.
How many streamers?
So show me one streamer first. How many streamers is that? Okay. Hold on. Make sure. Because at the board,
Okay, so can you make other folders?
yes, sorry, I apologize. Okay. All of them features side by side, and I was like, hey, that's sorry. Okay, and then build upward. Yes. But now, can we go? How many streamers do you have now? But now can we go? That was 4, right? 4. Five.
What part of the whole?
Well, but what did you, okay. You're gonna take some off, okay, hold back on.
Are we looking on making streamers or are we using the regular? How many streamers can we make? How much ribbon have you used? 6 we can make 6 streamers.
So this is what we started with, of course we have 1, 8, 4, right, 1 and 4. No, this is 1.
Because the streamer can
Oh, 1 and 4, okay. Which is why we had to have these. Right.
Oh, I'm trying to.
4, that is 1. So this is 1. And added this. Okay. This is 1. And that one right there. Which means I only wasted half a yard.
So when we have it, we need like 7 and a half.
So how many streamers? Right, because you leave this here for the 1 and this one, so here's 1 streamer. That's 1, 2, Oh, I see. So, and that's why you put now, you move this one up here. Why? So how much? Because we have half a yard. You need 7, 1, 5, 6, 7, and half a yard. This feels more like and then you have 2 boards in your room. Right.
represents the 1 and 1/4.
Now,
Here, do you mind if I do it? Kids, you did that really, really well.
You'll be 7 years old. Because you're not using this to make any changes. But the question, what is the question?
Got an answer?
So how many streamers? This is like that. This is that's the question. Okay, so we did so leave that. Leave that.
Okay, so the
Now,
red
who's
represents
nearby?
the streamers.
Don't think that box is
Right.
what do you think represent your whole unit? No, you're just pushing it Why would you use that? But it was the 8 new
Well, if you pull up from here, just remember that you've got
Obviously, I forget. Very true.
Why would you use the first one?
How much is it?
Number line.
So it's hard, I mean, a couple rods is
Well, that was my hard thing, like,
This is my 8 yards.
But you can't do a quarter. Oh, I'm sorry, this is one. Sorry. You're right.
Now, you're streaming. So how much, sorry, how much make your streamers out of your 8 yards? Yes, you have, so this is your, so make your streamers. So how much are that? 1 and 4. So you can exchange 4 of these for 4.
This is one. So this goes with that. Right? So that, okay.
So did I give you guys a whole
Right.
Here's my 1 streamer, 3 streamer, 4 streamer, 5
Because you did 1, 1, 4, 1. Take away from it.
There's 7.
If you start taking 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Oh, there is. Yeah, there's
Oh, okay.
how many streamers? I'm sorry. Yes, how many streamers are we using?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
So this is, make 1 yard out of your 4.
this is where, you can use
half, what about the 2 yard? Yeah, really, okay.
This one,
He said, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
no, that was our, this represents our unit, just like.
They're down right now. Centimeters? Yeah, that's it.
How many millimeters? How many pieces are in?
I'm still wondering, okay, so my 7.5, but it was 6 streamers and we have this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 6 streamers and a half here. Okay. I mean, this is probably like use out of
This would be a yard.
okay. When we is half. Okay. This is 5.
I know that.
Right.
And 7 and a half.
Because here, these were,
And then a yard.
Yard.
I can do this. And then right now, there's 1
But you gotta.
I would do 1, 2, 3, 4 holes and then divide each hole
2
into 4.
millimeters per.
Well, that has 8 yards.
Right, but on the number line have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, between like 0 and 1, divide that into 4.
This is 1 centimeter, but this is not 2 millimeters. So this is actually 2. Not for every 1/5. But it's
Right, and then between the line there's
it's 1 centimeter.
And then I had 2 left over and
So now we have to look at
6 and 2 extra.
this extra.
But then I was showing you that when I was like, and I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, she was trying to represent just one. On the ruler, it would be 2 millimeters.
How would you have one?
Okay, let's debrief this real quickly. I'm gonna call a name and you're gonna tell me the answer that you got. Why are you calling somebody who's not here? Mary Lou, what was your answer?
Our answer is 6 2/5 of wait, the answer is we can only make 6 streamers. That is, but, if you want like part of it, then it would be 6 2/5 of the 1 1/4 streamer.
So you can have 2/5 of a streamer. That's your unit there, 2/5 of a streamer. Okay, 6 2/5 of a streamer if the florist, whoever's making these will let you make part of the streamer. Is there another way to state that? Rochelle?
We would have 6 streamers, 6 whole streamers, and half a yard left of ribbon.
So you have a half a yard of ribbon left over, and you could have 2/5 of a streamer. So I don't understand how 2/5 of a streamer could be a half of a yard.
Would you like me to show you using Cuisinart?
I would like a verbal description or explanation, and I'm going to call on Leslie. I'm telling you, I'm first. Brenda.
Because you need more than a yard to make a streamer, that's the reason why half a yard will only make 2/5 of a streamer. You actually need a yard plus an additional 1/4.
Okay, so because of that needing more than a yard to make a streamer, that 2/5 is gonna be 2/5, how can I say this? That 1/2 yard is gonna be less than half of a streamer. Everybody agrees? Okay, good. One more problem? How many streamers can be made from 4 3/4 yards of white ribbon if each streamer needs 3/4 yards of white ribbon? And by the way, these are the two of the problems I put on the midterm for my pre-service teachers. These are the exact problems. They love them.
Very good question.
You can still use this as your 1 yard.
So
One
that is
whole
one
year.
whole yard.
Don't make
You have to rip this.
I don't know whether it's a picture in my mind, I remember when it would be easier. What I did is I did the 3/4, so I'm gonna use the 4. That 4, and then you have the 4, so that makes you fit, and then you rub the 4 actually for the left page.
So 4 and 3/4. Out of all of this ribbon,
Everything that we say,
how many is up there? 3/4 of the ribbon. 3/4.
and then 3 left over, 5, 6.
So, 1, 2, 3.
So now, how many streamers can you make with 1 3/4?
All right,
So just 3/4.
so 4 3/4. Right? That's how I would think. Three.
I want you to take this similar to what we did.
4.
So, this is a 1 yard. So, I use our hexagon, so I have 1/4.
Correct, Dr. Browning? 1/4 left.
2 trapezoids, not 2 hexagons. Sure. And how much?
And then do the same thing that you did for the.
Why were the links so straight?
How many
So-
legs do you have here?
Well, this is 8.
Which is 3. So see, I had to write how many 3/4.
No, it wouldn't be the brown
Do the same
now.
thing that you
It
did.
would be,
Now show each of your streamers here so you can get out there.
no, wait. No, 4, it would be a purple, because there's 4 here, and then this gives you, no, I'm wrong. You need that purple,
Would it be okay to?
so you need the purple to show
But then we have one
Official.
more.
two, 3, 4, but we bring 4 white.
Oh, so you're really making 1?
Right.
What do you still have?
Right, so now let's do a
Yeah, we can use the 2, right?
So 1, 4, and 3/4 yards.
Right.
We're just getting better at that.
So what do you want
Dogs and doghouses.
So the denominator is say,
Right.
that's another thing.
Use orange.
Give you two more, that's
You could put a star or a dot on your target.
break? We can't break this.
If you're gonna use the same number line,
We're just substituting.
4 and 3/4, so that's where you're gonna stop. That's what I would tell them. And I think I've seen math problems where they'll have different spots on the number line, and they'll tell you.
Right there's an L or an M or whatever.
Ribbon. Fourth was ribbon, and how long was the string for? Total ribbon. Quarter. This is where it's gonna go.
We have all 3 done. I know.
We're using this compared to the streamers.
Oh, it makes 6.
This one, 1/3 of the stream.
For example, this 4, instead of like 8.
3/4 divided by 1/3.
They're starting off with it.
Yes.
how much?
We have the,
So he's right. Because this.
you have to-
By maximum.
These are.
This is now my
Gold stars. Gold stars. And so you have all these. He loves you going